What's up, guys? This is the Man of Steel number 5, and second to last issue of the Man of Steel miniseries. So again, the cover doesn't really have that much to do with the story. I guess it kind of does in a different kind of way. You'll kind of see what I mean, I guess. But anyway, this is going back to the Doomsday storyline, Death of Superman storyline from the 90s. That's what this is a throwback to. But anyway, this time the big circle is Rogol Zar's eye appearing down at Kandor right before he destroys it. So this book, or this issue, is the worst one out of a series. But it does start off decently. So Superman is like reflecting on the destruction of Kandor. Did they see it coming? Did he make them plead and beg for their lives? This monster that wiped out the city of Kandor, the last survivors of Krypton. They were entrusted to me and my care until the day we could bring them safely back to full size into a real environment for them to thrive and grow. But now I have to get the monster that murdered them the heck off Earth. So we ended issue 4 with the big, I guess it was the solar flare. But that's what it looked like, but it might have just been the laser vision. Because usually, like, after Superman does that, he's all depleted and can't... all of his powers are gone. He obviously has his powers, so I don't really know what that was. But anyway, now he's flying Rogozar up to Earth. Up to Earth. Off of Earth. So, again, it's just kind of choppy. So you're talking about the destruction of Kandor. And instead of just going with, but now I don't have that chance because, this monster destroyed them and I have to get him off of Earth before he destroys Earth. That just would have made a bit more sense, I guess. It wouldn't have felt as choppy as, but now I have to get the monster that killed him out of the Earth. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I hope that makes sense, but it just felt a little choppy. Good art, though, right here. I really like the... where the blue is kind of silhouetted against the space, but you can still see the bright red and the bright yellow. I really like that. So yeah, they get into a fist fight that takes them to the moon. So yeah, Superman wants to know who this is, of course. I'm dying to know who or why or what this is. Haha, get it. Rogozar is beating Superman to death, even though that's extremely hard to do. Extremely. And Rogozar could not do it. I'm just putting that out here right now. Even with all his powers, even with his ability to destroy planets, guess what? So can Superman. And Superman can take whatever Rogozar can throw. And obviously, you will see that later on. But a lot of this... internal dialogue, again, with the internal dialogue. This is a very Bendis thing to do. But, it just takes away kind of from the action. Sometimes, no dialogue, well, actually, a lot of times, no dialogue makes for really good action scenes. Like, think about, like, your favorite action scene ever, like, from Mission Impossible, or, even, like, the Dark Knight trilogy. There's usually not, if any, talking going on. And that's because dialogue detracts from drama. You get much more from watching the person fight than you do from hearing about how they are fighting. The one exception to this was Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. That scene was cool, where he's going through his mind about how he's going to take all these bad guys out. That's cool. That's fine. But it's actually it has to do with the fight. He's not deducing a mystery right as he's fighting in the middle of a fist fight. That's just not what you do. This is what Bendis has Superman trying to do. Like, solve this big mystery about who Rogol Zar is. It's like, okay, I don't really care who Rogol Zar is. I really don't. First off, that name is terrible. It's like they pulled a bunch of letters from a hat and stuck them together to, create the worst sounding name you can with these letters. Rogol Zar. Yeah, sure, that sounds fine. And then also, like, his character design is very generic. It's just kind of like the boogeyman. Whoever, any kind of little kid could have thought this up, but yeah, I'm just not interested in Rogol Zar at all as a villain. I thought I might be in the first issue when it showed, like, he kind of had a purpose for destroying Krypton, but now that I see he's just another typical baddie, at least at this point. They might explore more in the Superman in Action Comics ongoing series that's going to be coming in August, but at this point, I don't care. And just focus on the fight, okay? Focus on the fight. Okay, so Rogol Zar is about to bring down his axe, and as he's bringing it down, Superman sees this symbol. Doesn't stop. I mean, he takes the blow full onto the head. You can see his head is buried in moon rock in the moon. So again, cuts. So anytime something big happens, it cuts scenes to the Lois and John stuff. Again, which boy? This boy? Me boy? It just is so cringy, man. Your grandson, your son, the son of El. Come with me, son. Son. It's like when people are praying and they say, God, Father, oh, Father God, please, God, let this day, God, be good, God. I pray for this day, Father, and I just pray it will be good, Father. And Jesus, just please let this be good, oh, Lord. We get it. We know who you're talking about, okay? Just chill. But yeah, that's basically how I felt reading this whole thing. So anyway, I think I over-explained in the last issue. It didn't really explain why he was there in the last issue. It just showed he was there. We get the explanation here. And my biggest problem with this whole Man of Steel series is how Bendis writes John. And really just the Superman family. Peter J. Tomasi's Superman family was very tight-knit. They all loved each other and respected each other a great deal. And John showed respect to his parents. And, would listen to them, and obviously Clark and Lois don't want John to go, and John would listen to them, listen to their reasons, and go, okay, Dad, I really want to go, but, you're my dad, I'm going to listen to you, and I'm not going to be a little butt and argue with you all day long. And he just writes John like a little twerp. And it just ticks me off, because John is a really cool character. Peter J. Tomasi just totally made John one of the most likable characters in the DC Universe, and Bendis just totally does away with that. It just really makes me angry. I hate that even more than I hate the Bendis speak. That 12-year-old girl talk. I just hate this new John. The way it's written, I don't even want to say I hate John, because I like the character that he's supposed to be, but this is not who John is supposed to be. So I'll give you an example, right? So he's saying, John, it's time for you to learn all the secrets of the universe, and yada yada yada, even though you're only like 13. And Lois says, no, he's still a boy, obviously. But your culture, yeah, I mean, is my grandpa. What? No. No. That is not what John would say. He wouldn't really even be saying anything. He would just be seeing how it plays out. He'd be watching and, even if he wanted to go, he wouldn't be like, well, I mean, he is my grandpa. That's just so not John. That's freaking Riri Williams from Iron Man, the little twerp. It's so maddening. By the way, this video is going to go a bit longer than 10 minutes. Sorry. And of course, Superman's like, yeah, sorry, pal, but this is a hard no. I think I did, yeah. Talking. John, with his little pouty face. I'm going. But before that, we get this whole big argument. John arguing with his parents. I don't think we've really seen this kind of snotty... Well, we haven't. We haven't seen this snotty argument from what I've read from Superman for the past 2 years between John and his parents. Sure, they have had disagreements. John has not liked some things. John has... John's a kid, of course. There's some times where he's not going to listen to his parents. He's going to argue, just like a typical kid. But this is just downright... it's not respectful at all. And it's like a little selfish brat, who is throwing a temper tantrum in the store. Like that annoying, just crying baby, and you want to yell at the mother to make them be quiet. That's exactly how you feel when you're reading John, right here. And it just is not how John should be. I'm getting low on battery. Let's see if I can wrap this up. First of all, Father, you ask... Oh, it's not him, so that's Superman talking to John. Lois, yes, that's who you ask. No, I ask him, my Kryptonian heir. And you'd have me back before school starts? What the heck? No, John. Why not? Because we barely know him. Yeah, well, it's a super complicated family history. Gosh, I hate this so much. Of course, Lois, I'm your mother and I'm not going to allow that. Or no, and I can't allow that. See, I bet Bendis has the brattiest kids ever. Because Bendis doesn't have a backbone when it comes to kids, apparently. I'm your mother and I can't allow that. Okay, personally, my mom would be like, no, I'm your mom and you're going to do what I say. It's not that she can't allow it, it's that she won't allow it. No, what I say goes. You are staying here, dude. Get over it. That is how she should have responded. So he looks with this super ultra pouty face, looks at Jor-El. I'm going. My mind is made up because I'm a little spoiled brat. John? Clark? Worst part of this whole miniseries. I hate this so much. Okay, so then let me get this. So in issue 4, we didn't get any of this Metropolis Fire stuff. But she actually tried marking all of them on a map, which should have already been done. But she tried it to see if it made a pattern, because, that's just how you solve mysteries. This is Scooby-Doo, y'all. They solve mysteries by marking where the arsonists torched. Arsonists are random, okay? They're psychotic. They don't have a system. They are just completely random people. And so, of course, I had no problems whatsoever with this female firefighter being the deputy chief, or being a firefighter or whatever, because Bendis wrote her like an actual woman. I know female firefighters, and they're cool, and I had no problem with it. What I do have a problem with is making all of the other firefighters complete idiots. So she asks, "Hey guys, does this look like anything to you?" "It's Metropolis, Chief Moore." "Dude, the new deputy chief is talking about the map of fires." "Oh, that's the fires? That's more than I thought." I give what, Chief? What does it look like? Just so dumb. So stupid. Okay, I'm fine with having the female there, but don't make her the only intelligent one just for hashtag feminism, okay? Um, at least, okay, I like this. They have an American flag in the firehouse. Every firehouse you go to will have an American flag in it. I guarantee you. So yeah, they're trying to figure out this mystery. The guys are complete idiots. Complete idiots. I don't... She's asking to see if we see a shape or a pattern. In what? How the fires are laid out in the city? He gets it. Like a clue to who started the fires? Like he even has his neck tilted forward like a stupid idiot. Oh my gosh. Well, that's what Batman said. Yeah, because that's totally how Batman solves mysteries. He just looks at a map all day. No, that is... this is so dumb. So then, okay, so there's another fire. They all rush out to the fire. They did get this accurate. Deputy chiefs do drive these Chevy. I think these might be Tahoes. They do drive those to the fires. But for whatever reason, she just lugging around an axe. I mean, sure, to make her look tough and whatever, go for it. But oh, and another thing, in a firehouse, you will never ever see them wearing their bunker gear. That stays in the bay where all the engines are kept, because this has all kinds of dirtiness, and you don't want that in your firehouse where you're going to be eating and sleeping. So those would stay out here in the bay. Just FYI. And I mean, this doesn't look like part of the bay. It might be, but like with that table and everything, it totally looks like the kitchen. So, yeah. So yeah, I go to the fire. Supergirl saves the day. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this video. There you go. Got it plugged in. Here's the cord. So we're good. Okay, so this whole book is just one big cringe fest, garbage, dumpster fire, and I'm really disappointed. Although it does make it fun to roast, but golly. So these kids who apparently were just in this burning building are acting like complete dorks. Like it's some kind of freaking roller coaster ride, okay? Okay, any kid that has ever been in a fire will know that you are going to be scared to death. I mean, of course, you're going to be super relieved that, you know, you were saved and everything, but this silly Billy, guys, I'm going to take a selfie. Oh, you know, she's riding it like a roller coaster. This guy is actually, okay, that's good. That's realistic. That is realistic. This is totally stupid where he has his toy plane. Dude, you just got rescued from a fire. You're not gonna have your toy plane with you. Not gonna have your toy plane. But he's fine, you know. Zoom. He's so dumb, you know. He's gonna barf because that's, you know, hilarious. Okay. So yeah, she goes down, talks with the deputy chief. They're trying to figure out where Superman went, because apparently nobody knows that he is on the moon. And then the Justice League shows up, which would be cool, except Flash is written... Oh my gosh, Flash is stupid. Yeah, so yeah, the Justice League turns up, and this is kind of where the art starts to take a bit of a downturn. There's hardly any detail to Green Lantern. Not much detail to Flash or Cyborg. There's some good detail with Wonder Woman, but you know, even Batman, like, okay, yeah, you can see the ripples in his cape, but it's still just very, it's a blob. Jim Lee would never draw something like this, and Jim Lee is just, he's like one of the best artists, well, ever. Certainly one of, if not the best artist currently. So apparently, so yeah, Kara starts having a nervous breakdown because of what Rogolzar did, which I guess is understandable, but just the way it's written is a little just not believable. She rushes off because she figured out, yeah, so she scans with her x-ray vision and figures out Superman's on the moon. She flies there and picks him up. And this is in Infinite Crisis, I think, Infinite Crisis, there's one of the covers is Superman carrying Kara. It's a very famous picture. Even if you're not into comics, you probably have seen it. But Superman is carrying the dead body, or the beaten body of Supergirl, and he's crying. So this is kind of a flashback to that, except now Supergirl is rescuing Superman. Not really rescuing, but just bringing him back home. Back at the Hall of Justice, which I'm so happy to see this back in DC Comics. I love this place so much. This is where the art just gets horrible. Again, no detail to any of the characters whatsoever. This whole perspective is just, it feels weird, because Superman looks really small there. Like the same size as Kara. And then Batman is off in this corner. This is just not what I would pick. This is not the inside of the Hall of Justice as it should be. It's not bland like this. So, for whatever reason, they're all talking, and the dialogue. Oh my gosh. This is Flash right here, talking like a little... what's a good word? So, for some reason, DC has decided that Barry Allen is an immature soy boy jaguar. Soy boy. So they're trying to figure out how Rogolzar works, I guess. This is the literal dialogue. Maybe he's full of caca poo poo. Caca poo poo. That is actually in a DC comic, spoken by Barry Allen, one of the greatest scientists in the DC universe. Caca poo poo. I meant caca poo poo on some levels. So dumb. So, I guess Superman comes to or whatever, or just didn't feel like saying anything. He's like, tell me what this is. And then Flash, some sort of weird arts and crafts project that you do just to chill out, or what? No. That's okay. This is so when I read a comic book, I read it in, I read the different characters and what voice I think they have. Like, I read Batman in the Kevin Conroy voice. The dark, husky, you play chicken long enough, you fry. That kind of husky, not so much like the growl like in Batman from the Christopher Nolan movies. So like I read Batman as Kevin Conroy, Cyborg as Keaton Perry from Teen Titans, Justice League, Diana. That I read. The voice for Superman in my head is Tim Daly's very heroic Superman, the animated series. Just very calm, but very strong at the same time. So when I read Barry Allen, at first I was trying to read it as Grant Gustin's, kind of the definitely city type of way of speaking, cadence and all that. But trying to read this and like trying to picture Grant Gustin saying this, you just can't do it. This is way too stupid for even the Flash TV show. Some weird arts and crafts project you do to just chill out. Or, to me, this is much more like this. They should have not had this be Barry Allen. They should have instead had it be Wally West, because Wally West would talk like this. He's very immature and just young and inexperienced. But this is the Flash, okay? This guy has taken on Reverse Flash. He knows, he's one of the foremost experts on the Speed Force. He's brilliant, and he's making stupid jokes that aren't even funny and has no good ideas whatsoever. What the heck? What the HE double hockey sticks? So yeah, he draws the symbol he saw on Rogol-Zar's axe back at the beginning of the book. And everybody's just being stupid. Bendis' humor is very annoying. Cyborg, who has literally access to every database pretty much ever, says, a circle with a thing in it. And of course, Green Lantern, Mr. Helpful, it's a circle. Lots of things are circles. Okay, that's exactly what us readers just thought. It's a circle, dude. Lots of things are circles with stupid things in it. Don't be a dumb you-know-what. The Green Lantern ring doesn't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is. Excuse me. So yeah, they're all. Then Batman has his guess. Did Krypton, so Green Lantern's like cleansed, he said, like a zealot. First off, zealot is kind of a subjective term, but whatever. Did Krypton have any religious zealots? Did they inspire any? Historically? Okay, every single, I assume every single planet ever, assuming there are other planets, have had zealots at one point or another, okay? That's just how some people work. He should have said, who were the religious zealots of Krypton? Where did they come from? Make it... Batman should already be ahead of this. You should already know that Krypton has, yes, definitely had zealots. And then he makes this stupid sad face, like he's got his favorite toy taken away. To cleanse Kryptonians. Ugh. I know it's trying to be serious, and cleansing Kryptonians is a bad thing, but that face is just impossible to take serious. Same with that face. So, that's his, aha, I know what's going on face. And that's Batman's. So, he looks like, he just found out, like that Santa Claus wasn't real. And he just found out, like, that his wife cheated on him. Those are the two expressions here. What the heck? Oh my gosh. So yeah, he flies away, he's putting on his cape, which I never really understood how his cape is attached. I guess it's just like, I don't know if it's like Velcro or how it attaches, but in this version, apparently you can just clip it on. Supergirl is told to stay because if anything were to happen to Superman, they still need Kara to carry on the Kryptonian lineage, I guess. I mean, I don't really know. Like, I guess John is carrying on the Krypton legacy, but he's part human, so I don't know if you can consider that fully Kryptonian. I don't know. I don't really know how that works, but, or what that would be considered, but anyway, Superman flies to the center of the Earth, which, finally, at the very end of this long, cringy book, we finally get something cool. So he says, I did promise Star Labs I wouldn't do this anymore, unless it was an emergency. I'm calling it. So he proceeds to fly through the Earth, and Batman was right, cleansing, Rogol-Zar is at the, center of the Earth, getting ready to destroy the planet, because if Krypton had to be cleansed simply because Kryptonians lived on it, then Earth has to go too. To be concluded in Man of Steel number 6. So this is one of those books that I love to hate. I hate everything that Bendis is doing with John Kent. It's a very cheap way of writing him out of the main Superman series. Obviously, that's what Bendis is doing. For whatever reason, Bendis didn't really care for the Super Sons. That's why they got canceled. And for whatever reason, he doesn't like John Kent. So that's why he's getting sent off with Jor-El. And, of course, in the next issue, we'll see where Lois goes to. But I think you guys can probably figure it out. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry this one was a bit longer, but there's a lot to go over in this one. So anyway, let me know what y'all thought. I realized that I picked a bad issue to give a shout out to my friends on. It was like issue 3, probably the one. It's the middle of the series, probably won't be seen a lot. So over here on the screen somewhere, I'm gonna post links to my friends' channels, Celestria and Christopher164, and you should definitely go check them out. Christopher164 has some hilarious content, and Celestria has some great book reviews, so definitely go see what you think, and I'll see you all in the next video.